Omoni Oboli is a Nigerian actress, producer, director, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. She began acting in 1996 and took a break to complete her education in the University of Benin, after which she moved down to New York to train in filmmaking in the New York Film Academy. Over the years, she has built a reputation as one of Nigeria's top female filmmakers with hits such as Wives on Strike, The First Lady, Okafor's Law, Love is War, Love in Every Word, which is one of the most viewed movies in 2025. If this is your first time coming across Omoni Oboli, I can assure you for free that you're going to enjoy these top 10 rules for success. Do all to stay to the very end of the rules for success. Rule number 10 is a subtle rule, but it is that very rule that transformed her to becoming the woman that she is today. You cannot afford to miss it. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on post notification. More importantly, grab your writing materials so that we can learn, because we're in this together. Let's begin.
You know, there was a time that someone started a narrative about me in the industry that I was overambitious. And it was a negative narrative, you know, and I started to take it in. You know, I started to take it in. I started to dump down myself, because I started to feel like, okay, I don't want them to feel like I'm overambitious. I don't want them to see me that way. You know, now I have realized that it's actually a good thing.
Yep.
Moni, what is wrong with you? It's actually a good thing. The truth is, if I'm not that way, if I'm not desperate was the word. I'm sorry. Desperate is the word. That was the word.
They said you were too
They
desperate.
said I was too desperate. And I felt awful. And I was hurt. I was so hurt. I was so beat down, you know. And I started to not want to come across as desperate. I started to, at the end of the day, if you're not desperate for your dreams and your goals, you're never going to achieve them. You have to be Actually, you should crave desperation, because that's what pushes you, you know. So I started to calm down and cool down, because I didn't want to come across as desperate. We all want people to like us. We all want to be loved.
Been there, done that, moved on.
Exactly. You know, I mean, with time, you have realized that you don't have to like me. You know, I posted something on my Instagram the other day. It might have offended a few people, but that's okay. I said, you know what? Before now, I used to walk into rooms and think to myself, do they like me? Now I walk into rooms and think to myself, do I even like them? It is what it is.
Mind shift, yeah.
I always say that queens rule, they don't fight. You know, so, I mean, if you consider yourself a queen, then you're supposed to be helping to build each other. You're not supposed to be fighting. I'm not interested in fighting anybody. I mean, if a Motola does something great today, I'm going to say, kudos, girl. You go get them. You know, you're a trailblazer. You're doing great. If Rita does something today, I'm going to say, well done, chick. You're doing great. You know, so there is no reason for us to fight.
Yeah.
I always say the sky is so huge. I mean, you see so many stars up there. We never heard that any of them fought and the stars fell on our heads. You know what I mean? So, so what is the point?
Okay, all right. So we have a whole machinery, like I said. We have teams that work with us. And that's one of the things that give me joy, because people are employed because of this channel. People have constant work, constant pay because of this channel. So we have script writers. So they write scripts. The scripts come to me. I read the scripts. I do my corrections. So there's nothing that we shoot that doesn't pass through me. Everything passes through me. I read the scripts. I do my corrections, send it back to the script writers. We go back and forth a few times until I feel it's okay, because I'm a scriptwriter myself. So I'm not just going to give people something that will insult their intelligence or make them feel like, what is this? This will have come again, you know? So we're going back and forth. We're plugging all the holes. I'm saying, take this out, add this, do that. And then when it's perfect, it goes to the production team, right? Now, the production team so we have on-ground producers. We have me, an executive producer. We have Tomi Adeoye, my partner, an executive producer. You know, we also line produce these movies. So the stories go to the producers. Before then, of course, we have contracted actors. So we have actors contracted for like maybe 2 months in advance. Right. So we shoot like 4 or 5 movies every month. So we have actors contracted, and it goes to the production team. They put everything together, get the actors, you know, we get the locations. So we're involved in the whole process, get the locations, get everybody that is involved, and then we shoot. the minute shoot is done, as a matter of fact, while shoot is going on, editing is starting. I know it sounds very, very wild, but that's how it is. Editing is already starting. And once we have a first cut, I actually edit my movies myself. The directors do not edit the films because a lot of them actually, they're constantly working, so they don't have time. So once the first cut is done, the editor sent it to me. I do my notes. I send it back to the editor, and we go back and forth a few times. Sometimes we're on the phone. I'm saying, take that off, remove that clip, push it this way. Once she says this, get out of that shot, So we finish all of that, and then it goes to our sound design team. Okay. Now, the sound design team would do the sound design, complete all of that, do all the dialogue edits, put all the Foleys, do everything, and then we're ready to publish. Right. Initially, when we started, once the sound design team is done, they will send it back to me again to correct, but now they completely understand how I work. So I don't have to really interfere with sound design anymore, which is such a blessing because going through every single process of it is so tough. So that's really how it works. Okay. Yeah.
To be able to manage career and family and all of the things you have to do, because I'm jack of all trades. I'd like to think I'm master of all though. So and do all of the things that I do, you have to have a great support system. So you have to have people in place who would is standing for you when you're not there. And then you have to realize that when you are there, you spend quality time. So when I'm around, everyone knows I'm around. The kids and mommy is around, so I cook special meals. Okay. I make sure that my presence is felt. But you have to realize that filmmaking is a collaborative effort, and it takes a whole village to make a film. And it's not your way or the highway, right? And the best advice or the best decision could come from the person you probably think is the least person on your crew, right? You have to be able to take on, criticism. You have to be able to take advice from any member of your crew. If it works, yes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you need to understand that it's a collaborative effort and everyone is important in the scheme of things.
I need your help. I'm on a mission to help ignite within the hearts of individuals the desire to be more, do more, and have more. And the Rules for Success is a vehicle for me to achieve that vision. But if nobody gets to know about us, then the mission will be a failed one. I've noticed that quite a number of persons that watch the Rules for Success are yet to subscribe. I want to ask you for a favor because we have a 90 days plan to see how exactly we move the channel to 10,000 subscribers, and that cannot be achieved without your help. So I want to sincerely plead with you that if you're yet to subscribe, do me a huge favor and just click the subscribe button, turn on post notification so you don't miss out from subsequent episodes that will be coming up. Because we have a goal in the next 5 years to have well over 300 Rules for Success out for your consumption. Your subscription will be a step of faith in what we're doing here, and to go a long way. Thank you very much as you subscribe. Let's get back to the video.
As I've gotten older, sometimes maybe someone says something or invites you to something and you're cooking up an excuse. And I say to myself, am I not too old for this? If I can't make it, I can't make it. Why do I have to lie? Is this person more important than God? Why am I lying to get out of something? Or why am I lying to not, I can't make it. When I'm doing something, right? Or I invite you and you can't make it, I don't fuss about it. I honestly do not. Even if your excuse is, Omoni, I was tired and I wanted to sleep, it's good enough. Someone said to me once, and it's something that has stuck with me, that when they hear stories, what she said to me was, when I hear stories about you, I know you. I know what you can do and what you can't do. She said, the people who matter to you don't believe the stories. The people who believe the stories, they don't matter to you. You know what I'm saying? And I just took that, and for me, it's perfect. It doesn't really bother me one bit, and that's the truth. I've grown. There were times in the beginning where I would hear something and I'm bawling my eyes. I was like, I didn't enjoy it, But now I'm like, whatever. It honestly doesn't bother me at all, because the truth is people will talk. You're not going to be able to stop people from talking. So why let what people are saying, that people who don't even know you at all, know absolutely nothing about you, why let it bother you? I just dust myself off and I move on. It doesn't, I really don't care about stuff like that.
You know, and then when I was trying to translate a few years ago, we didn't have that many female directors in Nigeria. You know, pretty much just had Amaka Igwe of blessed memory and one or two other women, you know, so it was quite difficult. I had tried my best, you know, to learn on the job. You know, every job that I was part of, I would constantly be beside the director, trying to learn something or the other. And then when I decided I was really going to do this, it was a scary thought. And then I said to myself, it would be better if I get some sort of formal education on it. I mean, it was okay to just translate and just learn on the job and become a director, but I just wanted to get some formal education, which is why I went to New York Film Academy and I took a short course in digital filmmaking, you know, and it took me 4 years after that course to actually make my first film, because then you now have to talk about finances to make a film, because nobody's going to give a rookie director their money to direct a film. So Being Mrs Elliott, my baby, my first film, it took me 4 years after film school to actually make that film, because I had to knock on so many doors. I had to, at a point I just said, you know what, I'm going to do this film any which way. So I gathered all my family funds together and I started to make the film without enough money to finish it. But, you know, it's funny when they say, just start something, somehow the universe would align. That's what happened with Being Mrs Elliott. Some of the doors I had knocked on before, like some even 3 years before, some companies I'd gone to for product placement and stuff like that. The minute I decided I was going to start it by hook or crook, and I started it, they started to align. And by the time I was finishing this film, I pretty much had enough money for post-production and marketing. So that's how I started with Being Mrs Elliott, and the rest, as they say, is history. So I just started to make movie after movie, you know, get the funds from each movie, make another one, you know, and that's how we're here today.
I think first things first, you have to decide if you want to stay married. It's a decision.
Right.
So from day one, we decided that divorce was not an option.
Really?
From the very beginning, from
Right.
even before we got married. We're
Right.
like, you know what? If we get married,
Yeah.
divorce is not an option.
Right.
You see,
right.
there's almost nothing that someone would do that you can't forgive if you want to forgive.
Oh, so early in the day. So early in the day.
There really is almost nothing. If you want to, if you decide you don't want to forgive,
Yeah.
then that's different. But if you want to forgive, there's almost nothing that someone would do to you. I mean, we all have to realize that, first of all, we're all sinners. We're
Preach.
all completely flawed.
Preach.
You know, so nobody's
Preach.
perfect. Don't look for perfection in the next person, because you're not even perfect yourself. So we decided very early on in the marriage,
Yes.
actually before, that divorce was not an option. So no matter what happens, we're in this forever. I show up every day. I show up every day. I show up regardless. It doesn't matter if it's a hit. It doesn't matter if it's not a hit. I just keep showing up. I'm not one of those people that, oh, because this one didn't do as good as the other one, you are not disillusioned or you're disappointed. No. We just keep going. We were showing up when this happened. It's not like we planned it. We didn't plan it. So we just keep showing up. We just keep doing our best work. We've released like how many movies after that? In short, the movie that is on right now, people are saying it's even better than Love in Every Word. But it is what it is. You just keep showing up. You just keep upping your game and doing better, you know? Perhaps God is going to just pick another movie another day and do what he did with Love in Every Word. Perhaps not, but we keep showing up every single day and we keep putting our best foot forward. The Bible says he will use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Because if you had asked me before then to choose a movie that would go viral, I probably wouldn't have chosen Love in Every Word. But God decided that was the film. And, you know, the way people marketed that film for us, I've never seen anything like that since I was born. I don't think that any movie has gotten that kind of organic PR on any platform in the history of Nollywood. I still think about it and I almost still can't believe it. And it's been almost 2 months. It's just it's just uncanny what happened with that film. And the different messages in the film really shifted culture. You know, it did something. Like, I'm having conversations with people and they're saying, my husband has changed since after he watched that film. This has happened, that has happened. It literally shifted culture. And I'm so blessed that God decided to choose us to do this. You know, when he wanted to do this, he decided that he found us worthy as vessels, because that's all we are, you know, as vessels for this. And I'm so thankful.
Omoni Oboli has proved to us that what a man can do, a woman can also do better. And she keeps raising the bar every single moment for everyone. And we love her for that. But I'm curious to know, talk to me in the comments section. Which of her rules for success actually broke the camel's back for you? Drop in the comment section. Let's interact. I am curious. I just want to know. But before we say goodbye to each other, I am going to attach the playlist for the rules for success up here, so that you can get to explore other rules for success from other successful persons. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.